For all of your insurance needs, look no further than our primary sponsor, Jim Saxton State Farm Insurance Agency. The ATX OG has been insuring Austin for over 3 decades. And get this, Jim Saxton is a Longhorn legacy. He is the son of the late, great James Saxton, who was a Heisman finalist. Be sure to give him a call, or better yet, visit his website, saxtoninsurance.com, and tell him that the stories inside the Man Cave Boys recommended you.
Wake your ass up
or take a damn nap.
And we're the 3 best friends that anybody could have.
It's time.
Sean, you were twerking. That's going to happen.
Murph, don't be a dick all your life.
It's one of the more fun podcasts I've ever done.
Hey, I tell you what, if you're not talking about sports in the Man Cave, I better not say you got a bed.
That's it.
Was that perhaps the best coaching tribute to 2 grown men you've ever seen in 20 seconds?
That was nice. Yeah, good to see.
So, pretty awesome.
That was over a half of a century of coaching summed up in 20 seconds.
That's pretty awesome.
This is – I can't even believe I'm saying this, but Celester Collier and Darrell Hagemann, 2 local high school basketball legends. I know you guys don't like that title, but you've been around the game a while, playing, coaching, whatnot. You've seen a lot of great talent come in and out of the ATX area, and you've changed a lot of lives. But using the word retire, did you guys even remotely think what that may look like? Starting with you, Coach Collier.
I didn't. I thought, like anything else, you've been around this game so long. I thought, man, I'm going to be doing this forever, at least into my late 70s. No, not in my late 70s, but I thought I'd be doing this for a while. I really did. I thought, hey, I got a good situation here at Bowie High School, and I'm going to be coaching here for a little while. We got a brand new facility over here. I enjoy what I do. Teach only 1 class. The rest is athletics. Got a good setup. So thought I'd be doing it a while, but COVID and Father Time has a way of catching up to you. And I started having some problems with my knee, and the grind of coaching and district and preparing took its toll on me. And toward the end of this year, I knew, hey, I've had enough. Time to throw in the towel.
How about you, Coach Hagemann? I mean, it's you've experienced over 600 career wins. I mean, at the same time, you're not focused on there's no special or perfect way to paint what retirement's supposed to look like, right?
No, and CC and I talked. Did we open? I don't know if we played the first game. I don't know what we played this year, but we had a long talk when we played this year, and I was pretty sure when the year started that this was it for me, and the closer it got to the end, been doing it 38 years. That's a long time. And I'm ready for some Thanksgiving breaks. I'm ready for some Christmas breaks, and, giving up my time for other kids. I'm ready to do some things with my grandkids and the family. And it was just time. So,
And that's kind of like, I didn't want that to be the complete focus on it, but it was just, wow. And people, if you're watching outside of Texas, across the country on this episode 135, these are 2 guys who collectively 2/3 of a century of coaching. And that's, or greater than that, actually. It's not so much about the wins here. It is more or less about the lives affected. That's what we're going to talk about. And the memories. I know Coach Collier, I asked him, Coach Hagemann, you'll like this. I said, what were some of your favorite memories that you want to share? He goes, all of them.
Yeah.
It's I don't blame him. Real quick, episode 135, sponsored by Honest Air Conditioning and Plumbing, serving Hutto, Georgetown, Round Rock, Pflugerville, North Austin, Cedar Park, Leander. Those guys are veteran known, and they are old school business as they truly invest into the value of a handshake. Give those guys a call before it gets too hot. Well, that may be too late, but it's already hot. First topic, guys, we already talked about all the decision to retire, but when you look back at both your careers, and we just kind of mentioned it, best memory, there's not one. 1,400 career wins combined. When you guys entered this profession, you did it because you loved it. But what's the secret to young guys getting into coaching to have that stamina to make it to the same amount of wins that you guys did?
Go ahead, Coach.
The biggest thing is you've got to be consistent. I think I've known CC for maybe 30. You've been there 31. I've been at McNeil for 30. I knew you when I was at Westwood as the assistant. Every night we played CC's teams. We knew what we were going to see. They were going to be good on defense. They were going to play hard. They were going to execute. And you just got to, whether it be practice, whether it be games, whether the way you treat kids, you've got to be consistent in what you do and how you do it year after year after year. And you've got to treat people with respect. And I think CC and I have hopefully done that through 30 some odd years. So.
Well said, Darrell. Well said. You know, me and Darrell's probably played each other longer than anybody that I know. We've probably been playing each other for the last 25 years. Mm-hmm. I haven't played anybody that long. One of the reasons why I played Coach Hagemann that long, and we've had that, you know, that standing Bowie versus McNeil game right before Thanksgiving for the last 25 years is because I want to play against people that are my friends that I like. It has nothing to do with, well, man, you're really good this year. I don't want to play you. I always want to play Darrell because I know what I'm getting. He does it the right way. His kid's going to be well prepared. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be well disciplined. They're going to play hard on both ends of the floor. You want to compete against those kind of teams.
Right.
And you want to compete against those kind of teams early. And to make it special, we're good friends. We enjoy each other. And like Darrell say, we do it the right way. We care about kids. We want kids to go out and play hard and perform, but we want them to do it the right way. You don't see our teams after they make a 3-point, you know, throwing up the arrow and doing all that crazy stuff because there are some things that we don't tolerate. And so I enjoy that. I enjoy that when I play against McNeil. I know what I'm getting.
We might be called old school, CC.
That's exactly what we call. That's exactly what we call. We're called old school.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
But
that's exactly right.
I can tell you, but we've played 31 times. We've won 12. You've won 19. Being the only guy at McNeil, I've got records. I've got numbers, and that's who I've always been. I've got who, you know, you probably don't know exactly how many games you've won. If I know you well enough to know, I know because I've only been at one place, and I spent 1 year at Lake Travis, and I've got all these numbers sitting in front of me. But you've won the battle. It's 12 and 19. So
I remember one year you had what's the kid that went to Texas, the shooter?
AJ.
You had AJ, and we played.
I know what game you're going to talk about, but go ahead.
We played y'all in a tournament, Round Rock tournament. I don't know if you remember that, Darrell.
Oh yeah.
We played y'all in Round Rock tournament, and we were pretty good, and AJ was young. I think he's maybe a sophomore at the time.
Sophomore year.
And y'all were good. AJ made y'all real good. But anyway, you know, going into the fourth quarter, we got almost a 30-point lead, and we got a pretty good ball club that year. And I'm feeling pretty good and about what's going on right now. And all of a sudden, AJ comes down and he hits a three. Okay, we're up. We're doing real well. Comes back down and hits a three. Okay, we're good. You know, it's 6 minutes to go in the game. Comes down and hit his third three. It's time for a timeout. Gets a timeout. That really helped. Comes back down and hits another three. He hits 4 threes in a row. So, hey, time to switch. Let's put somebody else on him. Hits another three. Before you know it, we're hanging on to win the ball game at the end by 2 or 3 points.
Oh, my God.
Was it 24 in the fourth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just lit it up.
Right.
Just lit it up. And from that point, I'm going, who is this kid?
Yeah.
And what a player he was. And of course, we played him again as a junior and again as a senior and stuff. And he was a great player, great shooter. And not long ago, I had him to speak at our basketball banquet.
He's a great
speaker. Because he's a great person.
Smooth.
Yeah.
He's a great person. And he came and spoke at our banquet. And I told that story at our banquet and stuff. But yeah, we hung on to win.
And I just got out of his way, let him do what a good coach does. Say, shoot,
That's right.
AJ.
That's what you got to do.
Get him the ball.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We start picking him up further and further. He starts shooting it deeper and deeper and deeper.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But the other thing about AJ is his teammates like him. They threw him the ball.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of times your best player, they won't throw him the ball. He was a good teammate, and everybody knew if AJ was making baskets, we were going to throw it to AJ. That was unspoken.
Yeah.
So,
He could play.
He could play.
He could. I remember when I was working in Oklahoma City for the Fox affiliate up there, covered OU, Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
AJ would, like what you just said, he would get into those streaky, in that rhythm for minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I remember Lloyd Noble being absolutely insanely deafening. AJ shut them up for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but he was not a trash talking guy.
No. Great kid.
He got a little demonstrative with his hands. He just may have did this on the side, on the side, but none of this. Look at me.
No.
Yeah.
It's
he always got accused of being arrogant. He was just very confident. I mean,
very.
I'd rather have somebody too confident than having no confidence. And he was. I thoroughly enjoyed coaching him for 3 years. Obviously,
I love that kid.
Yeah.
And he's a successful. He's in real estate.
And he's doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's built his own team.
He has, and it's a bunch of his teammates too.
Wow. Is it really?
Yeah. And they're
Loyalty.
doing a good job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, there's some smart kids that smart individuals he's associated with. So you guys watching this episode, Coach Collier and Coach Hagemann, McNeil High School is in Round Rock ISD, which is to the north of Austin. It's all Austin now. Coach Collier is at Bowie High School, the largest high school of Austin ISD. There for a long time. Both guys haven't aged since the early 90s. It's unreal. So that you hear these stories, and this is how they are before a game, during off season. These stories are what I live for. And it's just hearing the banner right here. But when you look at the game, since I know everything's changed, that's one thing that's inevitable. But how has basketball evolved? And I'll start with you, Coach Hagemann.
Repeat that. I'm not sure I understood the question.
No, that's okay. How has the game, basketball in general, how has it evolved on high school level since you started coaching to now?
I'm sitting here, got TV to my left here, watching Boston and Milwaukee. The 3-point line has changed it all. The team that makes the most threes, AJ. I mean, we were good because AJ made threes. CC's had the Benson kid for 3 or 4 years. They were good for that stretch because of the 3-point line. Me and CC probably 20 years ago said, we're going to throw it to the post. We're going to throw it to the post. We're going to throw it to the post. Now you shoot it and hope your posts get the rebounds. So the 3-point line has changed it drastically. And our kids play a whole lot more. They play all year. They play in the summers. It's just a different game. And it's changed drastically in 30 years.
Yeah, I see, Coach Collier, I'm sure you can echo a lot of that, that your own input on that as well.
I was on my son's talk show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he asked that same question, and we talked about the 3-point line, which
Yeah.
I think the high school 3-point line came into play about 87.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken. I think it came into play about 87. And that has big time changed the game. Before that, you're exactly right, Darrell. I remember just like yesterday, we played with a 2-post set, and we had a power forward and a post guy. And, we would some kind of way we wanted that ball to go inside. We wanted to screen across, and we took all day to play. We wasn't in a hurry. The game is a whole lot faster now. Even though we don't have a shot clock in high school, I guess if you time everybody, people are putting up shots a whole lot quicker than 30 seconds. No doubt about it. The pace of the game is a lot faster. Teams are doing a lot more attacking the rim off the dribble, kick and shoot. You'll see that a lot. Back in the day, we ran a little bit more continuity type offense. I remember when I first got started, the flex offense was really just coming into play, and everybody was running the flex continuity type offense. You don't see that as much now. You kind of a little bit more of the motion, kind of let the kids play, give them some rules to go by, and let them go. We don't handcuff them as much as we did back in the day. And you're right, that three-point line, we're coming down on a fast break. We're looking to penetrate. We're looking to find those shooters in the corners. Everybody's sliding to the corner. Anybody help, we're kicking, So that's the game now.
I got to say, I know the answer to this. So my mind, listen, I'm progressive. I see things how they are now, and I'm okay with it. But my brain still sees things the way they were in the early 90s when I left here for 20 years and came back in 2012. To me, and correct me if I'm wrong, I really do. And I know as you grow, you have suburbs, but this may apply to someone listening in Atlanta or DFW. As the more suburbs, your quality of basketball does improve. I think overall, the quality of basketball has improved leaps and bounds in the ATX area. Is that a fair statement?
Go ahead, CC.
I'll take that. When we first started this thing with basketball got really getting popular. There was no select basketball teams. Okay. There was no AAU. We didn't have any fall basketball leagues or spring basketball leagues. You couldn't coach your kids during the summer. If your kids did play on a team, no more than three, correct me if I'm wrong, no more than three of your teammates could play on one team. Now your whole team can go out and play together. Wow. The UIL has laxed their rules on what kids can do now. And I think basketball has just really taken off, not just in the ATX, but all over Texas. We can coach our kids now during the summer. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we can coach our kids now during the summer. UIL came out with that, several years ago, while we can work with our kids for an hour a day. And it used to be only like 3 or 4 days a week. I think it's 5 days now. Is that correct, Coach Hagemann?
Yep.
We can work with our kids now. You can go and have them an hour in the weight room and then go over and do an hour of skill work with your kids now. So kids are developing and getting better. You used to couldn't do that. You used to couldn't even
I'll say this kids. On the other side, I think we play too much sometimes too.
Yes,
I think they need some downtime. AJ had some stress fractures. AJ he would have played 14 months of the year if he could have. He played every day, and we need to figure out a time where we can give them 2 or 3 weeks off where, hey, take some time off and let them be kids, we asked for it a long time ago. We got it. And it is what it is now. You got to do it to keep up with the Joneses. You can't get behind. So
I'll tell you what I did. We only worked out 3 days a week. I gave my kids here during the summer. I gave my kids Thursday and Friday off.
Because they're going to go play 6 games.
They're going to go play.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. They're going to go play in a tournament in Dallas, Houston, and they're going to play anyway. So you're not going to have them there for that Thursday and Friday anyway. Right. So I gave my kids. Plus, it gives me a chance to breathe. They don't need to see me 5 days a week.
Yeah. They need to hear a new voice, a different voice. I liked it when they were playing 3 on a team and 3 on a team because they got out of their roles. They didn't do the same thing they do every time with me and you. And I think their game expanded more when they weren't playing with all their teammates in the summertime. But that's. Again, we couldn't go back to it because everybody's playing with their teams.
Right. Right.
Episode 135 with some guys I respect and friends, Celester Collier and Darrell Hagemann, 2 good, solid, basketball-minded individuals decided to, it's time to do something different. Great careers. But one thing that's not going to change, and that is that eternal bond. And this is something that any sport can talk about. But since you guys are great storytellers, that eternal bond between coach and player, regardless of sport, you have a list of kids whom you have changed their lives, and maybe you don't know it, but then you have lists like this, and I'm hoping this will come forward here. I'm trying to pull this up. These are and forgive me, Coach Collier, this is I could not find all the names. Here we go. If I can pull this up, it's not allowing me this function. It is a graphic of some former players that you guys have coached throughout your career. You mentioned one of them at McNeil. You mentioned one at Bowie. Here you go. Here we go. It's coming up. So let me pull this off. So those are some really incredible names on either side. Coach Collier, your list could be, both of you guys could fill 3 pages of players, no doubt. But of that list, I mean, what's the constant for both of you? We'll start with you, Coach Collier.
Well, you know what? I've coached a lot of good players here at Bowie and some at St. Marcus High School before I came to Bowie. But I think the key, and I've said this before, I think the key is letting the kids know that you care. It's not so much of the X's and O's. It's letting the kids know that you care. When they know that you care, you can get so much out of the kids, and you form that special bond as you were talking about. It's more than just basketball. When they know that you care about, hey, how you doing in your classroom? That's important. That's your future. When they know you have a interest in them outside of basketball, you form a special bond with players. And I'm looking at all the guys on that list. I still talk to all 4 of those guys. And one of them we just hired as going to be the next basketball coach at Bowie High School. So, yes, it's a special bond. It's a special bond. When kids know that you care, I don't care whether it's the number 15 on your bench or the number 1 player. When you treat them all the same, okay, when you care about them, then you can get a lot out of your kids, and they're going to respond. And I think that's the most important thing.
I agree with you. All those guys that I'm looking at, from Aaron all the way down to Robert, they trusted me, and I could get on them. Some kids you can get on, some kids you can't. That group that's on the right, they would run through a wall for us, for McNeil. Good teammates, good solid families. We tried to hire Brandon Gatlin. He's coaching in Colleen now. Before I retired, we didn't get to. But like Cece said, I stay in touch. I played golf the other day with Aaron, and I stay. VJ called me the other day, so it's Robert wants to get into coaching. So it's just they got to trust you, and good families, good people.
You mentioned good family, so. My previous career, pharmaceutical sales, I met Armani Brooks' mom. She is a medical assistant or a nurse at a certain physician's office. And, man, I looked forward to going to see that office just to see her, see what kind of antics she would put on. Man, she is a natural comedian, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good family. And Armani, the Armani story was we started Armani on the varsity when he was a sophomore, and he wasn't getting to play much, to be honest with you. And he came to me, I think, about game 5, 6, 7, and said, Coach, can we move him down? We moved him down, and this isn't a knock on him. He had a pretty average year his sophomore year on the JV. But between his sophomore year and his junior year, he blossomed, and obviously the rest is history. He's playing with Toronto, and I don't know if CC will agree with me, but when Armani didn't want to play his senior year at Houston, I thought, I'm not sure that's the best decision. And he made liars out of all of us. Because I thought, hey, let's spend that senior year at Houston and have a really great senior year, and then you'll use that as momentum. But he did it the way he wanted to, and it worked out great for him. I'm real proud of what he did. Yeah. So, neat story.
It very much is. It's when you look at the overall picture, that's telling of those type of kids. There's a lot of consistency there. So that leads me to this. and then we're going to pay tribute to one of our big sponsors. What's next for you guys? I mean, you kind of mentioned it. Both of you kind of mentioned what you want to do now. You're going to be more of a family guy, grandkids, whatnot. But what do you think will there be new hobbies for the both of you or new businesses?
CC, you may.
Well, I moved 6 years ago to Kyle, Plum Creek, right on the golf course. So got out of a 2-story house, went to a 1-story. So that's been good for me and my wife both. Downsize. And I'm looking forward to, walking out of my back and going to play a little golf, hopping in my car, driving around Rock, seeing my grandkids. The 2 girls play soccer. One is 9, one is 14. And then I have another granddaughter that's 3, and she's already kicking that ball around. So I'm looking to spending a lot of time with those girls. And, you can't do that when you're coaching. On Saturdays when they have a soccer game, I'm up here with basketball. We got basketball practice. We had a game Friday night. I'm up here early on Saturday morning, getting ready for Saturday practice, watching film. And so I'm looking forward to spending time with my wife. We're doing some time, we're going to travel a little bit. And, when my kids were growing up, my wife spent a lot of time with my kids, more than I did. And so I'm looking forward to spending some time with her. And if I don't want to get out of bed, I don't get out of bed. If I want to go to the YMCA and work out, I go to the YMCA and work out. Somebody asked me the other day, say, what are you going to do? What after 43 years, I don't really want to do a whole lot.
Absolutely.
I put 43 years into this business and coaching other people's kids. And I don't want to do a whole lot. Somebody said, you're going to come back and sub. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I will not sub. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah. I'm almost the same thing. We've got a little RV. We've got a decent sized RV, but I've got 2 brothers, one that lives out by CC and one that lives out in Dripping Springs. They both got RVs. We try to get together 3 or 4 times a year. We're going to do that. I've got 5 grandkids that playing baseball and soccer. I'll probably have to find something in about a year, about 20 hours a week, just to get me out of the house. But I don't know what that's going to be. It may not be anything. I don't know. So, my yard looks nice. The house is clean.
There you go.
So. I don't sit still very often. I mean, I'm always on the move. It's just who I've always been. So.
Yeah,
I'll find something to do probably.
That's pretty much what I thought. There's no way you guys are going to be still. You're just going to channel that energy in other areas of your lives for the most part.
Yep.
I got to make a really comical yet little uncomfortable transition. It's what we like to call, I'm going to surprise you with this, manscaping in the man cave. Yep, we are official. They sponsor Stories Inside the Man Cave, and I got to show you something. Usually, there's a good story promotion of all their products, but they have a new compact kit. Can you see that? Called the Ultra Smooth package. It comes with the crop exfoliator, the crop gel. I didn't know the gel exists. I don't know how many crop products you need, but and then the smaller razor. So I can, and the crop exfoliator, I'm going to have to sample this to really have a true feedback on it. But all I can say is, and I'm staying true and sticking true to my story. The women in our lives, apparently, they don't want us resembling the German Black Forest below the belt. So that's where manscaped.com helps us out, and use right there below on the bottom of the screen when you check out on manscaped.com, mancave20, all one word, 20% off. That's the promo code. So gentlemen, I hope that benefits you with any possible gifts or possible ideas you may have for yourselves.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm up for that. I'll try anything once. Let's see what happens.
Says the legendary Southwest Texas State Bobcat.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God. So this is the best part of the show. Usually how we end the first segment. The Man Cave Story, sponsored by our guy, Jim Saxton, State Farm Insurance Agency. There's been some legendary stories, and I've developed a couple of abs in this area from laughing at a lot of them. Coach Hagemann, I'll start with you. Is there a Man Cave story throughout your career coaching, or maybe somewhere, maybe in the coaching office or maybe these coaching schools where something just happened that was comical, that you tell that story all the time and everybody laughs the same way, regardless of how many times they've heard it?
I'm going to tell it. I probably shouldn't tell it. CC, you remember Benny Ward, right?
I do remember Benny Ward.
Yeah, Benny Ward. I started working with Benny Ward at Belton. I was his assistant for a year. 3-point line. We're having a tournament. He and I go have a couple of beers. We go up. We have to tape the line down. Because obviously the gym, this was 87, I think. Or no, yeah. 87-ish. We get up the next day. We show up for the tournament. It wasn't very straight. It was crooked. So we have to pull it up, and we put a new line down. So our first experiment with the 3-point line, it was a little crooked.
I wish y'all could have walked in there the next day and played on that line that y'all put down that night.
Yeah.
That would have been even more hilarious.
How do you officiate that?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Coach Collier, is there one similar, or is that yours too?
No, you know, I got a funny one, but yeah, I'm going to tell it. I shouldn't probably tell it. It goes back to probably 94, 95, I believe, when we went to the regional tournament at Baylor University. And we lost first round to Plano East, Plano West, one of those Plano schools, by 2 points. That was a block call at half court, and with about 4 seconds to go, and guy goes and make 2 free throws, and actually lose by 1. He makes both free throws. We lose by 1. But anyway, game's over. We're all kind of sad about it, and we go back to the hotel. We find somewhere to eat. I told the kids we're already paid for the hotel because we don't know whether we're going to play the next day. So ain't no sense in going back home. I'm going to let the kids enjoy themselves. We're going to eat and reminisce and about the season. And so here again, we go back to the hotel and it's getting late. So I tell the kids, okay, bedtime. Got to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. We got to get up in the morning and everything. And granted, the cheerleaders are with us. We have a cheerleader sponsor with us, a lady with us. And so all the players, yeah, coach, bedtime. Okay. All right. So me and Coach Thompson, my lifelong assistant, he's been with me all 31 years that I've been here at Bowie. By the way, he's retiring this year also.
Whoa.
My whole staff is leaving. All 4 of us are gone. But anyway, about 1 o'clock, I get a phone call from the front office. Okay. And they said, hey, coach, your kids are loud. They're making noise. They're running around. And I said, what? So me and Coach Thompson get dressed and we start knocking on doors. And all of a sudden we hear footsteps, kids are running and stuff. And finally somebody go, it's coach, open the door. So I open the door. I look around in the room and the kids are they don't hid in the bathroom and stuff. So I get everybody together. I said, here's what we're going to do, guys. Everybody get dressed. I told Coach Thompson, Coach, go tell the bus driver, get ready, crank up the bus. We're leaving. Y'all get your stuff packed. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're leaving. We're out of here. Okay. Girls running out of the room. Granted, they're fine. They're dressed. They were just having a good time, making up too much noise. Me and Coach Thompson, All the kids are dressed. They got their suitcase. They're sitting in their rooms on their bed. Me and Coach Thompson goes back to our room, go to sleep. It's quiet the rest of the night. Kids think we're leaving. They're up the rest of the night, dressed. We go back to our room. We go to sleep. We've been telling that story. The kids, every time I see them that plays on that team, we tell that story. We laugh so hard. And that's a funny moment.
That's definitely a man cave legendary story. Right.
That's a funny moment.
The reverse psychology.
Yes.
No, there you go. That's good coaching.
Yes.
That's good coaching.
A lot of fun. That team, by the way, was a great team. We beat a Collier team to go to regionals. I think they were ranked like number 4 in the state at the time. And we beat them at Georgetown to go to regionals. Yeah. So that good ball club, really good ball club. But I see those guys right now, and we laugh and joke about that. A lot of fun.
Oh, man, we could go on for probably 2 hours, the three of us here. But if you guys don't mind, we're going to take a really quick break. And Coach Hagemann, I found this video. It is, how old is it? 15 years old.
Oh,
of Coach Collier shooting a very long shot. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe. I mean, he literally. I'm going to surprise it. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break.
I'll have to see it.
Oh my God! On the other side of this break, and we're going to come right out of the break. I was shocked. Not that I doubted your skills, Coach Collier, but what I saw was, if I was an NBA GM, I would have given you a call.
Oh wow!
Hey. Wow. Well, hey, episode 135, segment 2 is on the other side of this break.
Hey y'all, Kevin Hutchison here with Realty Austin, and I am grateful to be a part of Stories Inside the Man Cave, a homegrown podcast just like my own business.
This is JJ Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers, and segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
That video looks like it's during the JFK era.
Where did you get that video?
Zero effort on your part. Yeah. Full court.
Now I couldn't make a free throw.
That was a really very lucky find, if you will. I was like, wow. I remember something about that so I don't know. I honestly was in Oklahoma City, and I saw that, and I ran it on the Fox News at the time because I think it was one of your student assistants.
Really?
Yeah. I what was the last name on there? Bench or something like that?
Don't ring a bell.
Yeah.
15 years ago, don't ring a bell.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Wow.
I was trying to find something of Coach Hagemann because I'm sure you had some shooting skills as a guard, but who had a full court shot?
Yeah, I'd have a hard time throwing it that far right now.
Yeah. Hey, I'm good if I can finish a round of 18.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's oh my God, gentlemen. This segment 2 is brought to you by Farmhouse Delivery, organic produce, Texas grown meats, chicken. Beef, chicken, everything that's grown on Texas ranches. I'm now a customer myself. They deliver these big plastic boxes to your doorstep. They'll chill your foods, and I've really become hooked to it. But if you go to their site, farmhousedelivery.com, if you find anything you like, put the promo code MANCAVE, 2 separate words, and that's 20% off of your order as well. There is a topic that I wasn't going to bring it up but Coach McCarthy with the Cowboys kind of had a soundbite this week. It just was random. The benefit of kids these days playing multiple sports. And every coach is entitled to their opinion on that, and nor should a coach be judged by their opinion, because that's the beauty of us being humans. we're all entitled to their own opinions. What's your take on that? Because I want to play a soundbite with Coach McCarthy of the Cowboys, because this is something that, it comes up in my world at least twice. People talk about it. Coach Hagemann, I guess you can go first.
I think CC will hopefully agree with me on this. Most successful 6A basketball coaches, if you have a whole bunch of straight basketball players, we get accused of recruiting. I think I know CC well enough to know that if a kid wants to play multiple sports, we want them to play multiple sports. But what we get today is it's not us, it's not me, and it's not Coach Collier. It's the parents want their kid being really good at something so that they can go play at the next level. And we've had a handful of kids do both at our place, I think. And I used to tell kids this. We used to be a campus of 3,000 kids, and what we'd get is a kid would play as a freshman, and then he'd come back, and we wouldn't have a spot for him because we got a bunch of kids wanting to play. So yeah. I used to tell them, guys, you need to understand, after your freshman year, if you go back to football, we might not have a spot for you. And I told them that for about 10 years. Yeah. And it's the truth. I wasn't trying to recruit them. I'm just educating that basketball cuts. And I got in trouble one year for saying that. I got accused of recruiting. I wasn't recruiting kids. I'm just telling you that if you don't stay with us year round, it might be tough, because we had some good players back then too. So I was a multi-sport kid. I played in Lano, Texas. I played football, played basketball, ran track. We didn't have baseball. If you can do it, great. But it's not CC, it's not me that's making kids do the straight stuff. It's parents, it's the kids. A lot of kids don't want to do other sports. They love basketball, they love baseball. I did a little thing one year where I went back 5 years and I took a freshman picture and I circled. Very few kids come to us from football and don't go back. 90% of them go back. Well, in the suburbs where I lost a lot of kids, we had a lot of kids their freshman year. They just moved away. I mean, I was going to use that when I got accused of recruiting as evidence that we're not recruiting. They just go other places. So if they can play both, we strongly encourage them to play.
Yeah.
But you need to understand that the guy playing 12 months out of the year might be a little bit better than you. So, but we get in trouble no matter how we say it. So it's high school coaches.
Coach Collier, I was going to play Coach McCarthy's soundbite about that, and then get your take on it, because it's those are really good points by Coach Hagemann. I mean, the parents are the ones who really are pushing it because they think that creates an advantage. But this is what I don't know how it was brought up to Coach McCarthy, but I found it interesting. I wasn't shocked by his response, but this is what he had to say.
Why is one guy's instincts and awareness and understanding of spacing and is better than others? I think it directly comes from their experience playing multiple sports. I've always been a big fan of multiple sports, and I think, like a lot of us, in our generation, that you just went from one sport to the other. But I think these last two generations, particularly even in the state of Texas, I'm experiencing it with my kids. They want you to pick a sport in the fourth grade, which I think is crazy. But not going against Texas sports here, but but I am a big fan of multiple sports. I think it really helps the individual.
I mean, I don't know where they're pushing kids in the fourth grade. That's a bit much. Wouldn't you agree, Coach Collier?
I agree. And here again, I'm like Coach Hagemann. If a kid want to play two sports, I'll welcome that.
Yeah.
We've had our share of football players that come out for basketball. And mainly it's our post players, inside players, kids that you don't have to handle the ball as much. Our skill players that come from football, you better be pretty skilled. It's hard to make it. It's hard to beat those guys out that's been in the gym, that's been shooting the ball all year, that's been handling the ball all year. If you're coming out as a guard, you better be pretty good. I tell my basketball players, if a football player come out here and can beat you out, that's your fault. You've been in the gym since school started. You're straight basketball. If he's good enough to play, he's going to take your spot. So it kind of worked both ways here.
Yeah.
And I've had guys that come from football that's been good. Michael and Marcus Griffin.
Yeah.
You know, we won a district championship with those two guys, and both were skilled. Michael started because of his defense ability, his toughness. You know, football brings a little bit of an edge to us. But I've also worked with athletic coordinators and football coaches that know me well enough to know that I'm not going to recruit your kid. If I don't think a kid can play and he just want to come out for basketball, I'll tell him in a heartbeat, hey, look, you just don't have it. You need to go back to football. You just don't have it. And
the other thing we struggle with the really, really good football player, you're not going to get him his senior year, the second semester, because they're all leaving early to go play college football.
That's
so, I mean,
that's a really good point. That's
you know, and it's kids need to do what they want to do. They are being influenced. It's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coach, you said something. Go ahead, Coach Collins.
Go ahead. I said I don't want nobody telling my kid,
right?
You know, hey, you need to just stay in this sport. No, if you want to go try this, go try it. If you're not good enough to play it, coach, I hope coach will have the guts to tell you, hey, look here,
right?
You're not gonna make it, you know. But if you want to play it, go play it. And kind of going back to what Coach Hagemann said earlier about, you know, taking a break. I think it's good to take a break from basketball and go out there and do something different. You know, I really do. Yeah. I think basketball really helped football players because of all the footwork they do, all the movements. I think football coaches really benefit from players that play basketball. I really do.
Yeah, I can see the correlation.
It helps them academically because they want to stay eligible to play football and basketball. It's a longer season. You put the two seasons together. I do think it helps them in that category too. So,
100%. And this is really how can I say this? A swift transition. I don't even know how to segue to this, but you know, our younger Gen Zers, Y, Z, whatever, they're all on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Are you guys on TikTok by any chance?
No.
Okay.
No.
Don't start. Don't start.
Is that a clock?
We've got
that's all I know about TikTok.
Oh my God. I just got on there one time to see what it was about. And now I can't. I mean, I'm not like this all day. No. But I did create a segment called TikToking in the Man Cave. I don't know if you saw this. This is so stereotypical. First of all, it's stereotype in Arkansas, but oh my God. Did y'all see this right here?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Yep.
Wow.
I've not seen that.
A raccoon at Baum Stadium, the baseball stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas, just picks it up, is about to crawl on fans. Of all places, Fayetteville, Arkansas, fitting.
That's a tough dude.
Yeah.
I'd have had no part of that.
No. Been jumping seats.
Yeah. I'd have had no part of that.
Yeah. Oh, so this is a TikToking. This is perfect. This is very Bowie related. Michael Griffin at a golf tournament. You saw the turned over golf cart?
No.
About 3 or 4 weeks ago at a golf tournament. Coach AJ, who was on the staff with Charlie, they're all out golfing at a benefit golf tournament. Griffin somehow flipped over his golf cart, and it landed perfectly. He wasn't hurt. What gets me is AJ's laugh. And, of course, they put it on social media. Here we go. I'll let you guys see this.
We put it Hey, we have to do that here. Man, listen. You okay? Oh, listen. Bro. All I heard was, it sounded like a real car accident.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
DC taught driver's ed at Bowie for a couple of years.
Yeah. Really? I might have taught those two guys. Let me tell you. Wow.
So, I mean, I got to ask. I mean, I've almost flipped over on going too fast on a bridge, but has there ever been anything remotely close to that for you guys?
No, I've never flipped a golf cart, so I've driven it where I wasn't supposed to drive it, and now they shut down on you, and we had to push it off a little bit, but I've never flipped one. So
I've had one of my buddies, one of my foursomes, that ran into the back of a golf cart and tore one up.
Oh,
they banned him from the course for a while. We couldn't go back out to Shallow Glen, but yeah, and, yeah, he's a character. Yeah,
that's in Maynard, right?
Yeah, that's in Maynard.
Unbelievable that I still see again. 90s mindset. I don't view Maynard like that. I know what it looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it. I don't see it, but it's about to change drastically.
Right.
God. So, gentlemen, how we like to close out these shows, because there's so much negativity in the world. A lot of people often forget to see the positives right in front of our faces. And it's perfectly named. Tell me something good.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
You may recognize that voice. That is DJ. That's Mike Harge's son. I think he has potential to be a voice talent, son. So, DJ, if you're listening, I'll Venmo you at some point. But tell me something good. Coach Hagemann, I'll start with you. Tell me something good going on in your world, or maybe what people may not be seeing.
Oh, we were talking about it. Kids, the fun part of this is I've still got kids that text me. I've still got kids that call me. I've still got kids that invite me to important things in their life. And I got a text last night or night before last from a kid named Tavian Nunn, who just graduated from Prairie View. And, you know, for kids to do, there's not a whole lot of professions you can get into that, you know, kids send you stuff and the positive things they're doing in their life. And, you know, I told him, I'm proud of you. I mean, he played for us about 4 years ago. So we're having something where we're going to have a little get together. I'm looking forward to getting, I'm sure CC's going to do some of the same stuff, getting the old players together and just reminiscing. So I'm looking forward to that. So
100. I can see that's good. I mean, that's what a lot of people don't understand are these ongoing relationships. And you guys as coaches simply receiving a text from one of them, former player at random moments. I'm sure that's priceless.
Yeah.
Coach CC or CC, tell me something good.
Well, something good happened about 2.5 years ago. I had a special need basketball manager, and he played as a freshman on the freshman B team. Of course, as the game got up to the JV, he became a manager, and a great young man. I coached all three of his brothers at Bowie High School. And his senior year, I called him over and I said, senior night, I'm going to suit you up. I'm going to play you. I'm going to put you in. And I already talked to Coach Beatty, who's a good friend of mine over at Lake Travis. And we had a pretty good team. So we were up by, 18, 19 points or so. And it was late in the game. And so I got an opportunity to put him in. I said, Shay, you're in, buddy. And he looked at me. And all the stand, everybody in the gym stood up. All the players stood up, put Shay in. He goes down. We get a stop. We come back down the floor. Shay brings the ball up. All the players are hollering, shoot it, shoot it. Very first shot, he hits the three. The best moment in my career was watching that young man's face light up, and everybody in the stand and all the players went bananas. That's a special moment for me.
That's powerful. I know Bob Ballou and K.I. captured that.
Yeah.
In a very unique way.
Yeah.
Powerful way.
Very powerful.
That's
Very
something
powerful.
that I think whoever's viewing this, wherever, if you're not a coach or if you were not close with your coaches, I think this is something that needs to be articulated or communicated. The bond between a true bond between player and a coach is one of the most unique things. It's right below father-son, if they're on that level. Moments like that are all rare, but you find gratification in other ways. But that is something special that rarely gets to be experienced. But for both of you guys, the careers, first of all, I'm grateful to know you both. I'm happy for you guys to have been able to stay in something you've been passionate about for as long as you have, and to sit here and talk about it. You know, I feel like you guys have just as much excitement as you did the first day you started coaching as a head coach. You're excited about retirement, and that's awesome. I mean, I think I'm right.
Yeah, you're dead on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're dead on.
I'm looking forward to it, and different new chapter. Hopefully fourth quarter, not late fourth quarter, but get going in the fourth quarter and make the best of it. So hopefully my golf game gets better too. I haven't been able to play much. I used to be pretty good, decent. I'm looking forward to the golf game getting better.
Well, if you guys need your golf self-esteem to be increased or raised, just ask me to go with you. You'll feel much better about yourselves. Hey, Coach Collier, Coach Hagemann, thank you. And this has been a lot of fun. We can do this anytime. Just really proud of you guys. And, man, I'm excited for this next chapter. I don't think it's fourth quarter. I think it's mid-third quarter.
Let's hope. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm in the overtime.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious. Well, fellas, we will get together, and I owe you guys for this. This is fun. We'll be mad to come up with some kind of special segment with you guys every now and then, and get those valued opinions. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Hey, Sean, I have one thing to ask you before you get off here.
Yeah.
You know, do you still go out to Oasis and get your groove on?
I need to go back. It's been 2 years.
Wow. I ran into old Sean out there one time. You remember that?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I forgot the young lady.
I don't know who you were with.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I know the band was a band playing. Memphis Train.
That was 2 years ago. That was the last time. Mm-hmm. That's where we all need to go.
Memphis Train.
Let's. Hey, Coach Hagemann, I'll scoop you up since you're up here north.
Okay.
He'll meet us at the lake.
That's right.
Or we'll all just meet because we need to bring our ladies or my lady friend, your significant others.
Right.
Let's do that.
I didn't know whether you still go out there. That was a lot of fun.
That was funny. I remember that. I was like, oh my God, what else did I miss? Did I miss anything in front of them? That's good stuff.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey, we need to make that happen, man. You guys are too much fun. Good people. Good man, and you've done a lot for this community. In case you weren't aware.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, for Coach Hagemann, Coach Collier, and the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Hard, Big Mike, and Coach Mo, we are out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.